Good greetings everyone, this is Rusty Dog, and I've been in the process of upgrading my Fer-De-Lance, and so I thought I would do a little video on some of that progress. So I haven't used the Fer-De-Lance for a while, and I brought it out of the hangar and I took a look down at the modules and saw that some of them had enhancements or engineer upgrades, let's call them, because that's what they are. And I looked at them and I thought, yeah, this isn't really the right upgrade for this module, and these aren't the weapons I want. And you know, I was going through the whole lot and I thought, this ship needs changing, because when I first did this ship, it was quite a while ago, and in that time I've redone my Corvette, and I think I've done a few bits to the Vulture and a few other ships, and thanks to the kind help of some of the people on my live chat and some of the people in the comments, I've picked up a few tips and learned a few things about probably how better to engineer a ship than what I used to know. And so now I want to really just bring the Fer-De-Lance into line with what I know now, and kind of bring it in more into line. So I have done quite a bit already on this. So let me just pop into the outfitting. So it didn't have grade 5 dirty drive tuning before. It had, I think it had grade 3 or grade 4 clean drive tuning, but I chose to go dirty, and that is a better choice, and I'll if I remember, I'll come to that in a minute. And the shields were not very good. The hull still isn't brilliant. You can see here 405. I don't know how that stacks up for an FDL. Certainly in the optionals, I don't have... I mean, look at the optionals on this thing. I mean, this is it. I could take out the cargo and the fuel tank and replace them with, well, maybe not this. I don't know. Can you get hull reinforcements at grade class 1? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I don't know why that's showing shield strength now, because these are module reinforcements. It should be showing integrity down there. That's weird. Yeah, okay, did I pick the wrong thing? Yeah, I did. I picked the module. So okay, so my integrity is 485, or would be 485 with that. It's 4 something. I can't remember. 415. Oh, sorry, 515 now with that, but it's currently 405. So even just adding that makes a difference. But the fuel capacity range on this ship is diabolical, and so I've kind of got this on here as a bit of a stopgap, because I'm kind of whizzing around from engineer to engineer at the moment. And I'm taking this ship with me. I for the dirty drives, because the drives are the same, I will be going through this bit by bit in a minute, but because the drives on here are 5s, class 5s, it's exactly the same as the ASP. And so what I did was I swapped the thrusters on this onto my, and transferred them onto my ASP Explorer, which has got a much bigger jump range. And then I went to Palin, I did the upgrades, and then the ASP brought the thrusters back, and I swapped them back onto the Fer-De-Lance. So if I'm going to go through the ship right now, and If you guys have got any suggestions on how I can better upgrade this, right now it's, you know, I'm looking for some kind of PvP kind of PvE stroke, oh, I said that the wrong way around, PvP stroke PvE kind of build. I'm not a highly skilled PvP player really, and I know that the big PvP guys have probably got railguns and plasmas on probably what weapons that you get from power play, stuff like that, and they're all fully engineered and they've got weapons that take down your shields in one go. But this isn't going to do very much against the hardened PvPers and griefers in FTLs. I understand that. And I did want to switch, and I think I'm looking at my ED Engineer here, which is a third-party app which tells me not only all the material and data quantities that I have, but also how many of each available engineer upgrade I'm able to craft based on what I have. And I think I've got enough to take all of these out. I would store them because they're engineered, I would store them. And then I would switch them to multi-cannons fixed, and then switch this to a fixed multi-cannon, and just go with a complete fixed build. It seems to me that on the pulses you lose out, when you switch to fixed you lose out on, or at least it seems you lose out on armor piercing, unless that's not the case and that the armor piercing has been enhanced on these because of the upgrades. That's probably the case actually. But the good thing about the fixed weapons is how much less power draw they have. So you can fire them for a lot longer. But ironically, the problem with that is that when I'm using fixed weapons, it's harder for me to keep a target lock, so I don't really need to be firing them for sustained periods, because keeping the enemy where I can fire at them is a little bit more challenging than it is with gimbals. With gimbals, they just have to be somewhere in the vicinity of your target reticule, where with fixed, you've got to point your ship where you want it to fire. Well, you've got to point the reticule where want it to fire. So anyway, let's stop all this drib drab. Let's go into the hard points. So multi-cannon, huge, modified with grade 5 overcharge and a corrosive shell experimental. So we have that. I think I've got experimentals on all of these, but I can't be too sure. I should know. So these are the 4 medium hard points now, so they're all pulses. So yes, I do have, because I remember collecting an absolute shed load of a specific, I think they were SIFs, I'm not sure, but a specific material in order to do this, where I would go to grade 5 focused, and then obviously forcing an experimental effect, which meant dropping down to grade 3 with the engineer, then having to have enough materials in the bank to get myself back up to 5, and then do the same thing again 3 more times. And unfortunately I left this engineer at grade 3. I didn't rank myself, if you like, back up to grade 5. So I got the phasing sequence on that one. This one is a phasing sequence also. I believe you can stack those two. If that's incorrect, please let me know. But I believe you can do that. This is just basically the one where that some of the shots you fire at them when the shields are up can go into the hull as well, but you get a minor damage reduction. I think I managed to do a couple of rolls on each one of these, if I can remember rightly. I really don't remember too much, and it wasn't that long ago, so that's a bit worrying. So this one is Scrambled Spectrum. So this one's just pretty much that when the target's hit, you get random malfunctions on the target. Although I don't really think that does too much, because when you see yourself getting attacked and it says FSD malfunction, blah blah blah, everything still kind of works up to a point, so I don't know how much of a worry that is. And on the last one here we have the thermal shock. I believe the scramble and the thermal are not stackable, and this is why I've got one of each. Again, if I'm wrong, please correct me on that. Articulated focus array designed to spread heat effectively. Strikes to the shields and hull impart additional heat into the target. So what's happening then is this one's applying heat into the target. This one is causing modules to malfunction, and these two are, while they're striking shields, are also able to impart damage into the hull as well. So you've got that lot going on, and at the same time, of course, the multi-cannon is doing its corrosive shell that temporarily weakens the hull hardness and increases all damage taken at the cost of reduced ammo capacity. And I've gone down from 90 to 71, so I'm losing 19 shots per clip, and my maximum ammo has gone down from 2,100 down to 1,680. Power draw's gone up, but the damage per second has gone up by 10.2 and the overall damage by 1.5, and you know, it's 40 something percent increase, which it's okay. For PvE it's fine. This now utility. Now this is something I'm going to be working on right now in the video, because I've just taken off 3 modules. I think I had a manifest scanner, a wake scanner, and a point defense, and I took those off and I've replaced them with shield boosters. Now these two are already enhanced with heavy duty, so I've got one more up here to do on heavy duty, and I only have one more that I can craft on that as well, because I've only got 1 antimony left, and I need to gather more antimony. Because these are E's and not A's, as you can see, I've got plenty of power to go with A's, but because I'm going with the resistance augmented upgrade, I only need E's, and that's good because it's less power draw, and so I'm going to be getting resistance augmented on each of these. And as luck would have it, I'm only able to craft 2 because I've only got 2 Imperial shielding left. So I'm going to have to go out and hunt. I have a little shopping list here of things I need to stock up on. Obviously Imperial shielding is one of them, antimony is the other one, but I also need tungsten, sulfur. Sulfur is easy to get, conductive ceramics, electrochemical arrays, niobium and arsenic. So I'm going to be shopping for those. Obviously some of those are easy to get hold of. It's just a case of finding planets that contain this. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to touch on that a little bit later about how I do it, because I have a little method where if I require, say, sulfur and arsenic, then I'm going to go to the system maps of all the landable planets that I've got data on and try and find a planet that's got a good amount of both, so that I can just land there and, you know, I've got a better chance of picking the stuff up that I need. I can pick up both the sulfur and the arsenic on the one planet. I can't do it in this ship. I don't have an SRV. Now this is my debatable one. If I'm in PvP and I'm going after wanted players, for example, do I have the kill warrant scanner in order to scan for their bounties and gain the extra credits if I get a successful kill, or do I add another shield booster? So I don't know. But right now we're gonna be going to DD Vartaman, or Vartaman, I'm gonna say DD Vartaman, and we're gonna upgrade these other shields. Right now the shields are at 924.3. I'm hoping to get them over 1,000, and that'll be not too bad for this. But because I've only got 1 roll on each one, well, it's, you know, I can't say, I'm not in a position until I get some antimony and Imperial shielding. I'm not in a position to say, well, let's give this another roll. The sensible thing to do, of course, would be to go and get some antimony and some Imperial shielding before I go and upgrade these, and then while I'm there I can maybe have, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 rolls. But even then, on the resistance augmented ones, these two, I've only got well, I've got 8 conductive ceramics left, and I've got 5 refined focus crystals. So I could have 2 goes on each, but I'd need to pick up an Imperial shielding. I don't really know where to go to do that, but I can very quickly find that out. In fact, let me just have a quick look and see what that is, or where that is. Because some stuff I've been able to pick up along the way, because you can find them, for example, in haulage ships or combat ships, you know, once you've destroyed them. And so on the way I can pop into a compromised nav beacon, kill a couple of ships, get the bits that I want, and then by the time I get to the engineer I've already given myself more rolls. I've done that before. The problem with Imperial shielding is that it's very rare, and you find them in USS high-grade emissions, and you can get them as a mission reward apparently, but you can find them in high-grade emissions in Imperial systems. Now I don't know I think Codarain is the closest Imperial system to Shinrata Desra. I believe that is the case. Okay, so this is my loadout here. So again, it's, you know, do I put another shield boost? I'm going to stay without for now, because I'm not taking this thing into any PvP arena yet. So the core internals, yeah, I know, right? I need to do something with this. My integrity currently is 405, which is pretty naff. Look at the price of this. The reactive one gives you a hull boost, a fairly healthy one, and good kinetic and explosive, but not thermal. My shields have got some thermal resistance. They've been upgraded with thermal resistance with the engineers. And this one obviously does the other way. Gives you the same hull boost, but you get thermal and you lose the other two. Kinetic by quite a way. 274% down on that one. Military grade just gives you a hull boost. You don't get any extra resistances, you just get the boost. But that boosts me up to 787. In fact, they'll all boost me to 787. But obviously with this, and look at the price, 106 million, and that's just for a bloody Fer-De-Lance, you know. I'm having to pause or mute the mic a couple of times because I've got a bit of a runny nose at the moment. So the cheap option here is a 90% hull increase for 18 million. So I could go with this one, military grade. Get a nice increase there on the hull. Yeah. And I believe you can engineer these as well to bring down the weight. I'm having a sneezy attack here. If you look at my jump range, which is 19.24, and my total mass 463, and my boost 519, if I add that, I'm down to 510. I'm adding mass to 501, and my jump range has gone right down to 17.7. I mean, I was knocking on the door of a 20 light year jump range on this ship, but with the addition of a few extra bits and pieces, that's kind of gone down. I didn't quite get to 20, but I got a lot closer. Well, I got got closer than this, 19.7 or 8 or whatever it was. But it's come down by adding a few bits and pieces. So with my Corvette, I was going with lightweight. I still am on lightweight on the Corvette because the reactives I think are 160 million. Well, they're just ridiculous prices because what I've done with the Corvette is I've added hull reinforcements and kept lightweight alloys, but it's a shield, kind of a shield tank really. Its shields are meant to be stronger than the stronger part. If you divide shields and hull, the shields are stronger on the Corvette than the hull is, and that's something I will address at some point in the future. Certainly if I decide to take the Corvette into a PvP environment, then it won't have lightweight alloys on it. That's like something you get on a car, isn't it, really? So yeah, I'm tempted to go with the military grade, but I can do that anytime, and I'll look at that later. So the power plant is 6A, and it's modified with only a grade 3 overcharge. As you can see at the moment, I do not need anything more than that. But if I did a grade 5, I would get more power capacity, which again I don't need. So I'm happy with grade 3 thus far, and therefore it means that my heat efficiency and integrity doesn't have to go any lower than it needs to be. So thrusters, obviously, as I mentioned before, grade 5 dirty. Now these used to be clean drive tunings, and I thought if I go dirty drive, it's going to take up more power and the ship's going to run probably hotter. I don't know if it actually does run hotter, but I thought the power draw was going to be more, and it wasn't. It was better, not by much, but it was better. I was running 86% power capacity. I took the cleans off and put the dirty on. They were grade 3, okay, grade 3 clean, and I replaced it with grade 5 dirty, and my power usage went down by 1%. And obviously I'm cooking a lot more extra speed because of it. Frameshift drive should be pretty obvious, grade 5 fully increased, which is giving me this. I think it was something like 16 or 17 before. Life support, nothing remarkable there. Power distributor, I went for the weapon focus, grade 3. This is something that's going to be changed. I don't know if you can go beyond grade 3 with weapon focused. I don't think so. But if you want the charge capacity one or the recharge, whatever it's called, the two of them, they're grade 5s, and weapon systems and engines focused are grade 3s. But this is just to give me longevity with the weapons. But of course you sacrifice engines and shields or systems because of it. So I'm looking at maybe remodifying that. This is one I haven't touched yet. Sensors, if I'm not mistaken, the only upgrade I'll put on sensors is lightweight. It doesn't say. That's a bug. But I believe this is a lightweight. Yeah, it is, look. It's gone from 10 tons down to 1.9 tons. Look at the saving I got here. 80.7 less weight on the sensors. You can make a really good saving by going with lightweight sensors. It does cut down your scan angle, but it's only cut it down by less than 8 point something degrees. So yeah, less than 9 degrees there. And if we go into optionals, I switched from standard shields to bi-weaves because I was in a, I think it was a Haz-Res or possibly a compromised nav beacon, and my shields were down to 1 ring or something. I don't know what the hell ships I'd taken on. And it was just taking forever for them to come back up. 5-6 minutes later, I looked at my shields, still got another ring to go. I thought, this is ridiculous. So I took them off, put the bi-weaves on because they regenerate so much faster. And then I went with the grade 5 thermal resistance because my shields had no thermal resistance. They had kinetic and they had explosive, but they had no thermal. The thermal resistance was crap. So I decided to add some via this augmentation. And yeah, that's bumped that up. Fuel scoop, which, yeah, arguably you can obviously say if you've got a fuel scoop, you don't need this. But and that is true. I don't. But it does mean that I have to scoop a lot less. But scooping now, because you're jumping and the star's like there and you have to go around it and scoop anyway, then you could argue, well, take this off and either put a module reinforcement or put on a hull reinforcement. And hell, get rid of the cargo rack. But the cargo rack is here in case you do missions, of course. And then because you get payments in missions. So you need at least probably 4 capacity there. So how would you swing this? I want my interdictor. I don't know whether I could go with a class 1 interdictor. Class 1 interdictor, cargo scoop here, and then a grade 4 hull reinforcement package. The fuel scoop, yeah, I like to have a fuel scoop on because it's just the range of this ship's pretty crap, and I don't like to think that, you know, every 2 jumps I've got to think, oh, where can I land to get some more fuel? It's awful, and there's no grade 3 slot. I mean, this is very limited, so it's hard to know what to do here, but I'll take any suggestions. I guess for a combat ship, this is completely superfluous, and as if I'm not taking missions in this ship, then I don't need this. So let's get rid of the damn thing. So hang on, what's my current integrity? Anywhere I can go to get that? Here? Yeah, 405. Okay, so 405. So let's take this off. We are going to drop down the jump range and everything because of the weight here. But let's go with this. Okay, we've dropped down a little bit. But look at the integrity now. It's gone from 405 to 735. So there we go. Alright, so let's go off to DD Vartaman. My course is already plotted. And we'll go and get these shield boosters upgraded. So I'll be back when I'm about to land. Okay, so we are heading into Vartaman LLC. I'm going to speed up this thing because now that we're in the gravity of this big planet here, the clock's gone up a little bit. So I'm going to bring it back down to 007. There we go. And of course it's on the other side, on the dark side. Some of these engineers like to live back there. So I'm going to be slowing this down and speeding it up a few times because I don't want any of these. Oof, we're way off here. I don't want any of this these messages about coming in too quickly for glide. But it looks like we're doing okay. Speed looks okay, that glide's going to work. We've got a fairly decent angle. Anywhere between 35-45 is good enough for me. And that's, what are we on, 38. That's a pretty good glide. Should get us to about 5 kilometers out, I think. Although we are drifting down into the 30s. Let me see if I can just bring that. Yeah, I've gone the wrong I've gone the wrong way. So not ideal, but we've got a fast ship here. Okay, now we can twiddle the ship the right way around. I'm only 7 kilometers out, so I'm not going to boost because it'll get me into the ground. And especially if I use the courier. Couldn't do that in the courier either.
You may proceed to landing pad 02.
Now, I thought there was a consistency here with these landing pads on these bases, that the number on the landing pad that you see there, the 02, always faced inwards to the base. But that's not the case. There are some engineer bases where the numbers face outwards. So it's not like there's any kind of pattern there, which I suppose it's fine, it doesn't matter. But it just, there's no consistency. But it's okay. Alright, so we should be able to do all the upgrades here, just don't mess it up.
Docking procedure completed. Ship secured. Greetings, Commander.
Right, so shield boosters. So the A's are all going to be heavy duties and the E's are going to be resistance augmented. Okay, and just a reminder that before we start, wrong one, going to be going to the stats. So my shield health currently is 924. I'll be pleased if I can get anything over 1,000. So we'll take a look at this one at a time then, and we'll do the heavy duty shield boost first. Now, as you can see, I've only got one left. That's why I've written down on a piece of paper and a pen, the good old-fashioned way, that I now need antimony. I don't know whether... I mean, this ED Engineer program has got a shopping list, but I haven't really got round to using that yet. I'm going to have to... it'd be nice if it could generate that, on, you know, by you putting in some filters, like saying, okay, anything that I've got less than 3 of, add it onto my shopping list and generate a new shopping list. But that doesn't do that, I don't think. So yeah, I got only one shot at this. So anything over halfway point here will be nice. Just be nice to me, Dee Dee. Let's click in the middle. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, the integrity could have been better. The power draw is crap, but I'm not too fussed on that. It's 31% more than what this module normally generates. It's not 31% more of your overall power, obviously. My kinetics, my thermals, and my explosive resistances have gone up. I should have checked those before. Oh, we can. Okay, so 924, then we got 29.8, 36.8, 51.6. I don't think I'll be able to remember those. I'm not going to bother writing them down. But let's call it 30, 37, and 51. I know it should be 52. 30, 37, 52, okay. And 924. That's easy to remember because it's a Porsche. It's a Porsche. If you're a Porsche fan, 924 is easy to remember. So 30, yeah, 30, 37, and 52. So let's apply that. Boom. So 30's gone to 31.8, 37's gone to 38.6, and 52's gone to 53. But more importantly, I've already broken the 1000 in one fell swoop. Now, on the resistance augmented, what should happen, I believe, as it's going to augment my resistances, is I think the shield health will stay the same, but the resistance numbers here will go up. So we've got a low 30s, a high 30s, and a low 50s. Alright. So let's do these now, and we're going to go with grade 5 resistance augmented. I've got 2 to do, and just like ED Engineer's telling me, I can only do 2 anyway. So let's hope for some good resistances here. It pulls on your power draw and it pulls on your integrity, as the last one did. I think. Did the other one pull on power draw? I can't remember. But yeah, okay, so again, anything above halfway, anything right at the edge here will be absolutely gorgeous. You can't go beyond the 12.5 in the first roll, but I think if you do another roll, a secondary effect can take you above there. Am I right in saying that? So if you want to go above and beyond the Call of Duty, as I call it, then you need to roll again, and I can't do that. So I'm going to click in here so I don't have to wait. Oh, it has gone above. It does go above. There you go. Wow, 14s across the board. Amazing. Right, so again, as we looked at, it was low 30s, high 30s, low 50s. That's a nice run. The power draw, not so much. The integrity, I didn't get hit too hard on that one. Because I got a secondary increase. I got stuffed on the mass. But then my kinetic and thermals got a boost. It's strange that, because the explosive didn't, but yet they all match. Okay. So let's apply that. And let's go in here now. Now the shield strength is the same as I said, but now look at the resistances. Look how much they've gone up. Now it's low 40s, high 40s, and high 50s, almost into the 60s there. So the augmented has really upped the resistances. Yeah. And we've still got one more to do. So what a difference this is making. Conductive ceramics, refined focus, kind of low on those now, so I'm going to have to be shopping for those at some point. Refined focuses, they're pretty common. It says here rare, but I've come across a few of those in my travels. Let's see if we can get as good a roll as the last one, or somewhere near it. That would be awesome. Oh my god, even better. I can't believe it. The integrity is a bit worse. The power draw again is naff. Look at this thing. 1607. Wow. Okay, again, let's have a quick reminder of what we're looking at here. So low 40s, high 40s, and we might as well call that 60. Let's apply that. Ah, but Dee Dee's been kind to me today on all the 3 rolls. I can't complain at all. And now we have low 50s, mid 50s, and 65.3. So look at the difference from when we first started though. I could have got the shield health way over 1000 if the other 2 boosters had been A's, but then my resistances wouldn't have been so much. So I've got good resistances across the board. and a pretty decent overall shield health, I think. For a Fer-De-Lance, I'm not sure what my armor health, how that rates at 735, which, if you want to carry on the car analogy, that's BMW. I just see these numbers because I'm such a, I'm a bit of a car mad guy, so I see 924 on the shield health and I go, yeah, Porsche, and I see 735 on an armor and I go, yeah, BMW. I don't know why. It's just, yeah. As you can see on the armor though, my kinetic and explosive resistances are crap because they're in the minus figures, and the thermals are pretty much nothing as well. So yeah, I don't know if I can, what I can do to improve those. And I've been thinking on the way over here about the extra fuel tank, and to be honest, I don't need it, do I? I can remove that because that means my fuel tank's got less capacity, so when I'm scooping, as I have to scoop anyway, it'll fill up quicker and then I can move on to the next one. The only problem I'm going to hit is if I come across more than one unscoopable star in a row, or let's say 3, then I'm probably in trouble. So I could take out that class 1. I could take out that class 1 fuel tank and replace it with at least possibly a module reinforcement module. Is that right? A module reinforcement module. Yeah. So I could possibly do that just to add a bit. So I think my ship's a little bit tougher on the skin now. How are we doing here? Oh, we can pop this up. So you'll notice that Rusty, stop doing that. Stop doing that. I have to tell myself off when I start sentences with the word so, when I'm not continuing on from something, because it's one of my pet hates when you see people get asked questions, like, I don't know, say a job interview, and what makes you think, no, you wouldn't say that. You'd probably say, how do you think you could be an asset to our company? And so is the first word in the answer. So I think, and it just it annoys me, and if I catch myself doing it. Anyway, back to Shinrata, and I'm going to do that little switch over with the module reinforcement package. I think I said it right that time, and get rid of the extra fuel tank. The cargo's gone now, and I'll take a look at what my armor figures are going to be across the board when I apply but when I go to look at applying the military grade composites. So it's only 4 jumps away. So I've done it again. So. I think it's okay in the middle of a sentence, just don't start a sentence with so. So, you see? It's annoying, isn't it? Told you. Basically, I told you it's annoying. It's annoying. So basically, no, that's twice as bad. I have Jameson Memorial at the top. I just put a little dash there, so it pulls it to the top of the bookmarks, you know. I've done that with a couple of places. I can't remember why I put this here. Go here, broker. I don't know why I put that there. That must have been a long time ago. Oh, energy grid assemblies. Is that not on my shopping list? No, you're thinking of electrochemical arrays. Arsenic. And I can't even... So what I'm going to do, this is what we're going to do just to finish the video off, is to go back to Shinny, make those slight changes to the FDL, put the FDL back in the hangar, then I can bring out either the Conda or the ASP, because they both have fairly good jump ranges. The Condor obviously is better, but they both have SRBs, and we can hunt down a planet that's got some of this stuff that I'm after. So planetary stuff is antimony, tungsten, sulfur, niobium, and arsenic. To find a planet with all of those on the one surface, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I ended a sentence with so there. But I think if we spread it out over, I don't know, 2, maybe 3, maybe 2 if we're lucky planets. Because I think antimony, niobium, I don't know if niobium is that hard to find. Antimony probably is. Tungsten, I can't remember which would be the most. Let's have a look. If I go into here, I got to niobium. So that's 3 leaves, so that would be standard. And I think tungsten is not more. I don't have any, so I can't gauge it. I've run out. But if you give me one moment, I'm just going to have to escape here. There we go. I just needed to get my mouse out of the window. Okay, so tungsten is standard as well. Okay, so the tungsten is standard. Niobium is standard. Arsenic, standard again. That's 3 leaves. Sulfur should be common, I would say. That's easy to come by. Yeah, very common. And I think the worst one would be antimony. Very rare. So that's the one I want to go surface prospecting for. And any other materials that I'm after that are on the same planet, we can go for that. So let's do that. Let's get back to Shinny and we'll take it from there. So I'll see you when I'm back. Right, we have arrived back at Shinny at inside Jameson Memorial. And as I said, we're just going to take this off and put the old module, I think, because I've got a whole reinforcement package there, so we'll just stick a module one on there. So module reinforcements, we'll go with this one. Gives me 60% damage protection, because these are all grade 1, so it'll fit nicely in a grade 1 slot. So hold on a sec. You can get bigger ones. Okay, alright. I was wondering what was going on there. Well, why is that still offering me 60? What the hell is all this? 30. Why is a 4D offering me the same damage protection as a 1D? What am I reading wrong here? I've noticed how it takes power as well. I suppose it would, wouldn't it? It would make sense that it takes power. Okay. So yeah, we've only got a little bit of module reinforcement, but it's better than nothing. My jump range has come down by 0.8. My speed's come down by 4 meters per second. I'm not sure whether this will have changed my integrity. No, it hasn't. It's still 735. And my shield strength is 1085.8. Okay, so let's have a look at the other thing that we were going to look at, which is lightweight bulks. So integrity 735 and military takes us into the thousands. I guess we can do that then. So as you can see, we do not get... Oh, wait a minute though. Yeah, these are my current figures. Minus 20, 0 and minus 40. So that nothing changes there. This one is so tempting. But at 106 million, obviously I can afford it. I'm going to go with military for now. I can always sell this later on and go for this one later. So let's stick these on. Okay, so now the Fer-De-Lance has got hull into the 1000s and shields into the 1000s, which I think for a ship this size, I think that's kind of okay, isn't it? I'm sure some of you out there have got bigger, much bigger numbers, but my armor health is bigger than my shield health, but my armor kinetic and explosive resistance is not so much. I wonder if there's anything we can do about that. I'm just going to take a quick look off screen at my ED engineer, and I want to look at, what would it come under then? Hull. So we've got heavy duty reinforcements, kinetic resistances, blast resistant, so I get thermal resistant. I've got thermal resistant shield, but I guess if I put heavy duty, it's going to reinforce all across all three elements, right? Kinetic, explosive, and thermal. Let's say, okay, so grade 5. I need tungsten, so I should add that. Oh no, it's on my shopping list. If I get tungsten, right? If I want to do grade 5 heavy duty reinforcements on the hull, I need compound shielding, which I've got 10 of. I need core dynamics composites, which I have 9 of, and I need tungsten, which I have none of. So I need to ship for tungsten and right now, and probably antimony. I don't need the other ones right now. Hold on a sec. So the way I look at it is this. Sulfur is a very common element, probably found on most planets, moons, or whatever you want to call them, little rocks. So if I look for a planet that's got tungsten plus any of the others that I'm looking for, whether it be arsenic, niobium, or antimony, and then if it has sulfur there because it's more common, then we can go for that planet and go surface prospecting there. And if I pick up some tungsten, then I can come and get the heavy duty hull reinforcements. So okay, grade 5 hull reinforcements. I'm just now looking at inara.cz, that's the website URL, inara.cz, and I'm going to look at, where are you? Hard points, utilities, internals. I'm looking at, okay, here we go, armor. So heavy duty armor, grade 5 is Selene Jean. Now let's have a look. It ups my explosive resistance, my kinetic resistance, and my thermal resistance. The only downside is mass, which of course reduces your jump range and stuff like that, and changes will slightly change your agility. So yeah, I need tungsten for that. So Selene Jean, then if we look here, she's here and she's 103 light years away. So we are going to change ships, so I'm going to view her on the galaxy map. She's in Cook. We'll just zoom in, go to the system map, and Selene Jean is here. Okay, so before we do anything, we'll just plot this course. It's going to be replotted in a moment anyway, as soon as I switch ships, but as long as we've got the initial route there. Okay, and we'll just have a look here, and it tells me it's 8 jumps to Cook, but we don't need to go in this ship. So into the shipyard, and we're going to switch over to the Anaconda because it's got a big jump range and it'll do it in a lot less jumps, but it's not the case that we're going to go straight there. Okay, so we're now into the Annie, and I need tungsten for other things apart from this, so I'm going to be getting a couple of those. So tungsten plus whatever else is on my shopping list, and sulfur if we can help it. Okay. So if we go into the galaxy map, now the route's been replotted. The downside to that is that there's less jumps. It's only 2 now. So my idea was to look for planets on the way. So the best place to start, I think, is Shinrata Desra. I probably could have done that a quicker way, but come on, because there's a few landables here. So if we go into this tab, second tab here, and I'm after tungsten. So we've got arsenic, which I'm after, and niobium, which I'm after. Damn, that's a place to come for this, and sulfur. So 3 of my items are here. I think I'm going to mark that. Niobium, sulfur, and what was the other one? Niobium. No, niobium, arsenic. Okay, so now I'm looking for a planet really with tungsten and antimony. Oh god, good luck with that. Antimony's going to be hard to find. But we'll have a quick look and see if we can find. You never know. I'm just looking for either of them to pop up first. Kind of all the same stuff, aren't they? Okay. Some slight changes there. I'm sure if I miss one you'll be shouting at the screen. Okay, so I'm going to say that this place might be a bust. Tellurium, no, that's not the wrong, it's the wrong T. And the thing is, look, they're not even in alphabetical order, they're in percentage order. So you have to kind of watch that. Oh, bugger, I needed to go back. Okay, so my first jump then is LHS. So let's have a look in LHS, see if there's anything on the way. If not, we'll just look at surrounding systems. Okay, so this looks, wow. There's plenty here. But it's an unexplored. Forget it, no good. Alright, let's go to places I know that I've explored. I don't want to spend too much time on this, I might pause the video soon. But if I come down to Shinrata, I know that I've explored a lot of places around here. So Nunets has got quite a few good places. There you go, tungsten. Tungsten is there, sulfur is there, so that's 2. Sulfur's always going to be there. Niobium. Yttrium. It's a tough little one to get as well. I'm actually literally now looking for antimony. To try and find a planet with tungsten, I know it might take a little bit of time, but I'm going to save time as well. But if I find a planet fairly soonish, I'm going to clear this route because it's starting to be a bit of an annoyance now. Okay, and so are those lines. Okay, so let's have a look in LFT. Great. Oh god, antimony. Okay, I'll remember that. It's only 1.1%, but at least I'm going to remember that's there. I'm going to have a look around, guys, and then I'll be back when I found something, if I find something. Okay, so after a little bit of hunting around, I've ended up here in Alioth, which coincidentally is the home of another engineer, which I think is Bill Turner. I think so. So there's plenty of pickings to be had here. Niobium, arsenic, my shopping list stuff, sulfur. If we look here, not much there. Technetium, tellurium, where are you? Tungsten there, 1.1. But if we look on the third planet and come down and look between Alioth C and Alioth D, we can look at this one and go, okay, well, I'm after niobium, I'm after antimony, I'm after arsenic, and I'm after sulfur. That's 4 of them, all on that one planet. Okay, brilliant. But what I need right now is tungsten, the only one that's missing off this list. So, now what? I know, we'll go here. Now I've got tungsten, antimony, niobium, arsenic and sulfur. All 5 on one planet. Yes, the antimony is gone from 1.2. Look at this. It's in the way. I mean, ridiculous. I hate it. Right, antimony there, 1.3. Here, 1.2. I can handle 0.1%. So, Alioth 3D gives me everything on my shopping list on the one surface. And Bill Turner happens to be the closest engineer to the one we're going to go for. So we're going to go here to Bill Turner's system of Alioth, and we're going to surface prospect what we need and take it to Cook, to Celine Jean. At least we're going to take the tungsten there and get a heavy duty armor upgrade. So I'm not going to do too much video of being on the planet's surface because obviously that's laborious, but we will shoot a little bit of that. So let's head on over. Okay, so you rejoin us on the approach to Alioth 3D. It doesn't mean you have to wear special glasses for it or anything. And yeah, how lucky it is for me to have found a planet with all 5 items on my shopping list on it. Amazing. Now I need at least 3 tungstens because my next highest is core dynamic composites, which is 9. This is for the hull heavy duty reinforcement upgrade. My next lowest item is 9 core dynamic composites. So if I get 9 tungstens, I can have 9 rolls. I want to find a flat place to land. I can have 9 rolls, so 3 tungstens to find, because obviously you get everything in packs of 3s. But then I'm gonna want more than that because simply because I need tungsten for other upgrades. And then the other stuff I can pick up along the way, like the antimony and the sulfur and whatnot. Not quite sure how many slots I've got, to be honest. 927. Oh, look at that, 24 arsenic. Why is that? Oh, okay. I can take that off my shopping list. I've obviously picked that up and not crossed it off my shopping list. I better check the others, eh? Well, clearly I've got no antimony because it's not even there. Oh, I don't need arsenic then. I should have checked that first. Got the landing gear out a little bit early, but we're okay. Right, we won't be able to ascertain whether we're level or anything until we get under 150 meters. By which time the nose will plow into the ground. Okay, we have a parking spot. Just back it up. Beep, beep, beep. There we go. Wouldn't it be cool if the ships had that when you put them in reverse? Probably not. Oh, hello. We have a wing of 3. I wonder what that's all about. Right, I'm going to need to plug in my controller because once again it is not plugged in. So yes, game controller for the SRV. I find that to be by far the best method of controlling my SRV. So a wired Xbox gamepad or game controller will do the job nicely. Wow, I thought they were chasing my ship. I'm having to mute the audio now and again because I'm having a sneezing attack. I think it's just simply a dust allergy. So if I keep muting my audio, that's the reason. Okay, so let's just scout around. Let's pick up this wave here. Okay. So it's kind of lowish gravity, but not super low. I mean 0.19 I think it is, something like that. Oh yeah, there it is. It's written on the SRV. But I got that info from the system map earlier. And we landed in a fairly flattish area, so gives us a bit more speed and whatnot. So, what I term as bronzy cronzy. So we got a bronzy cronzy here, so we'll just nail that going. Okay, anything that I don't need, I'm just not going to pick up. So, yeah, I should have checked, shouldn't I? So, I've come here for arsenic, 24 sulfur. Did I pick up any more of that? Yeah, I did. So I can cross those off my little shopping list. Kind of disorganized there. I must have done this bit already, so arsenic can be crossed off, sulfur can be crossed off. Let's have a look at niobium. It's all down here, so I don't need to go anywhere else anyway. Niobium 6, I could do with some more of that. Niobium, tungsten. Nothing. And antimony, I don't have anything. So tungsten, antimony, and niobium. That's what we're on the hunt for. Okay, let's have a little look around. I'm not sure, but I believe the single line at the bottom there is mesizodorite, or not mesizodorite, mesozidorite. Is it mesozidorite? Yeah, I had to correct myself and stop saying Mrs. Odorite and her husband. No. Anyway, yes, it's mesozidorite. Mesozidorite. You must get it right. Mind you, if I can say bronzy cronzy for bronzite crondite. Let's have a look here. Okay, so niobium, fantastic. I've got some of that already. And the other one is over here. Antimony's going to be a little bit more tough to come by, I would say. But we got 2 more niobiums there, so that's really, really good. Let's have a look. Tungsten. Tungsten is really what we're here for. Now, this line, the wave that looks like a railway track, I can't make up my mind whether that's an outcrop or a metallic meteorite. I think it's an outcrop. Now it's splitting off, so let's have a look. Well, this one's clearly up first. Yeah, it's an outcrop. I think now I think about it, the metallic meteorites, I think the wave scan is at the top of the screen, or near the top of the SRV's wave scanner screen is what I mean. Okay, there are, you know, it is possible to get stuff from these. Oh, I tell you what, there's lots of different waves here scattered around that we can pick up on. I can't wait until Q1, the Q1 update, when we get the better planet surfaces. That's going to be quite something. I'm not sure how I am for manganese, but I'm not really going to get into all this because it's just going to take up time that I don't need to take up. 13, yeah. Now I think there's another different waveform here. No, okay. But there was one on my left. Oh, it is that one, okay. Which looks like another bronzite crondite. There it is, bronzy cronzy. They usually come in clumps. Usually more than one of them around. Same with the metallic meteorites as well. Yay! Arsenic, we don't need it. Arsenic and sulfur we got plenty of, but that would have been nice to pick up both of those. How many arsenics do I have anyway? Okay. Let's just keep following. I'm not going to do this for too long. I will spare you a lot of this because I might be down here for a while. So I'm probably not going to finish the video tonight. I mean, tungsten is what I'm after. So, and didn't press the handbrake. Oh yeah, plenty of arsenic now. Now, this is a thin railway line at the top. Could that be a metallic meteorite? Or is it another type of outcrop? how good is my... I'm going for metallic meteorite, but we'll see. I'm probably going to be wrong. Oh, I'm really high in the air now. Yeah, this isn't a bad planet surface. It's certainly better than it used to be when the game was in, say, 1.4, and I think even version 2. Whoa. The hell? Oh, okay, it's the thingy. Yeah, I better keep away from these guys then. I don't need this hassle. Of course, it's I should have realised that these I don't know if that's classed as a POI, but I forgot that, of course, that they exist as well. And they tend to be waveforms that are on top of the scanner as opposed to the bottom, like this one. Now this one has got two lines close together, and that is bronzy. Two of them. Two Charles Bronsons. Oh, my kingdom for a bloody tungsten. Thank you. At least we can get 3 upgrades today. But that means coming back here again later. Right, now this is... I think these lines look slightly further apart than those two grondites. But I've got a feeling that it's still grondite. No, it's an outcrop. Okay. Rusty's a bit rusty. Whoa. Gold. Anything different floating around? Just that, which I think is that waveform is the skimmers. Now, what's this? Is that something? It is. Quite away in the distance, but it's something. Taken out of my bearings, 57. Just in case I get flipped here. I'm losing my bearings. Yeah, it's still a little... Okay, the signal's getting a bit stronger now. I was going to say it's a bit weak, but it's coming into play. Metallic meteorites, I think, would help here. Whoa. Whenever you're ready, son. Whenever you're ready. Hey, well, this is the grind, this is the game. This is how it is. Selenium. I don't know if I don't know A, if I need it, and B, what upgrades it does, if any. Five. I'll pick it up. I don't. Yeah, yeah. We will get it. We will get it. I want to keep out the way of those skims. So let's now head off in a direction where there's... Oh, I was going to say where there's nothing. Is that the skimmers again? Yeah, let's just head off in the opposite direction until we get something. I'm going to do a bit more of this then, guys, and I'll be back when I'm done. So I'll see you in a short while. Right, I'm a little further on. I've just blasted this metallic meteorite, one of the best things you can find. And as you know, antimony and tungsten are on my list. So... Look at all that antimony! 1, 2, 3, 5! And a tungsten, which will take me to 6. That'll be enough, but I'd like to get... Well, it'll be enough for tonight. But I would like to get some more tungsten. So I think I'm just going to hang around now for a little bit more... for a little bit more tungsten. And yeah, this is very rare, and I've just found 5 of them, which means I'll have 15 antimonies. Chim chim chiroo. Antimony. Right, I don't need the arsenic, really. Antimony. And I think this one on the outside, that one there, is the tungsten. Now, metallic meteorite. Is there another one in the area? I don't think so. I wonder if that looks like it could be one. Way off in the distance there. Oh, I'm well pleased with the antimony now. Tungsten 6 should be. And antimony should be 15. Lovely. I had absolutely none of that, so it's nice to have a good amount. Although I can't remember for what upgrade I needed the antimony for. But either way, I'm sure they only need 1 of it. So I'll have 15 rolls of whatever the hell it's used for. Or, well, I say 15, it depends. If it's my weapons, for example, and I've got 4 of them or 5, I have to split that up between that lot. Okay. Still sneezing, by the way. I think I've just done my 21st sneeze. I think if I do 3 more, I'm going to be elite ranked on the sneeze. Okay, so I've done all of my surface prospecting, or at least as much as I need to do. I've switched into the FDL, and we're now here at Celine Jean's headquarters, ready to do the upgrade to end the video. So take a quick look at what we got. So in the end, I got 21 antimonies. I kept the 24 arsenics, and let's just keep coming down. I think the other one was niobium, got 27 of those, so I got plenty of that. Tungsten, I ended up with 12, I think it was, 12 tungsten, and I can't remember what the other thing was, if anything. So we can do 9 upgrades. We're restricted by Core Dynamics Composites. So let's pop in, and we're going to go to hull. Yeah, armor. And I've got military grade. And I'm going to go to heavy duty, I think. And there it is. We've got 9 of these. So let's do this. This is going to boost everything up. The only thing it's going to affect is the mass, but we'll just have to deal with that. Okay. So 355 is the max, it's gone over. Minus 14 is the max, not quite there. 5 the max, it's gone over. Minus 33, not quite there. So we're good on thermal, and the hull boost was fantastic. We got a secondary effect on all the resistances and the boost. It looks like we got a really good roll first time out. So let's see what this is going to put my ship on to now. So the armor health has gone up about 200, I think. Yeah, it was 1,100 and something before. 1,370 now if you get past my shields. I've still yet to do this. I want to see if I haven't done this already. Yep, that's still to be done. I couldn't have done it already, could I? Because I just fit them on today. Okay, so you can see there's room for improvement on the mass, but not really these. I'm going to generate one, and I think I'm going to call it a day, because I think we got a really good, yeah, forget it. We got a really good roll first time. We got good figures, and then all of the important ones, the boost and the 3 resistances, were all secondaried. So, yeah, we got a really good roll on that. So let's jump straight into hull reinforcements and see if I can do one. Right, before I decide whether to go with heavy duty or not, as you can see, it's the same stuff. So before I decide whether to go with that, I want to have a look at my armor and find out where the weaknesses are. Now clearly the weaknesses are explosive resistance. That's minus. Kinetic is minus 11 and thermal is 7.5. So explosive resistance is the worst. So it could be argued to go for I think it's blast resistant here, to go for a blast resistant reinforcement, but it's going to cost me even more here, and I don't want to drop these numbers down any more than they already are. So my only port of call really is the heavy duty, but I know I'm going to get boosted in all departments. Maybe not by as much as going to one of the upgrades which is specific to one of the resistances, but okay, so that's kind of a medium average grey beige kind of upgrade, but we'll take it. And we've got room to play, and certainly we've got 6 more goes on this. So as you can see, there's plenty of room for maneuver here. Oh, wow, the hull reinforcement is through the roof. The resistance is not so much, but I don't mind dropping this back down to here if I can knock these 3 back up, because the resistance is the hull is fine, but the resistances are low. I wonder if those are the numbers that including the resistance augmented boosters. I wonder. So hull reinforcement won't improve unless I get a super secondary effect on it, but the resistances might. Oh, that's terrible. I don't mind burning through all of the stuff here. Yeah, this is not good. The core dynamics composites, I know where to get those from, so okay, so the resistances are up, the mass is better, and we just lose 4% hull reinforcement. I can handle that. I think I can handle that. Let's take a look at what we will lose. So my hull is 1585. That's going to drop slightly. But these resistances are going to go up. So what are we looking at now in terms of resistance. 1.2, 17 and minus. So the explosive is still in the minuses, but when it comes to the shields, the explosive resistance is the biggest number. So explosive resistance, yeah, that would be nice if it was up here somewhere. So let's apply this. And now we've got 1561, so we've gone down by 4. But the resistances have gone up. I don't know now whether to throw the dice again on this. There's not a lot of room here. There's not a lot of room to work here. So if I view the cost, yeah, I'm low on this now. So I'm gonna have to leave it like this, I think. And the armor, hold on. Yes, the armor takes the same recipe, blueprint, and that's clearly not going to improve. So I think we're done here. Well, it's 8 jumps back to Shinrata. I'm not going to put you guys through that. I'm going to end the video right here. So there we go. Shields ended up at, they started the day at 405 and they've ended at 1086, and the armor has gone from, I know it was 735 at one point, but it was lower than that. Or was it the armor that started in the 400s? I can't remember. I've got screenshots anyway of what it used to be, but I'm pretty happy where it is right now. That's not a bad thing. No caustic resistance yet, but that's gonna come. Okay guys, that'll wrap it up. So I can't think of anything else I want to be doing on the Fer-De-Lance at the moment. Nothing that it really is in need of. I guess once it's in combat I'll do some PvE with it, and from there I'll probably be able to determine if I need to maybe do a different upgrade on the power distributor and such like. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.